Good Wednesday morning. This is the Great Basin Smoke Dispersion briefing for this Wednesday, February 7th. Taking a look at precipitation over the past 7 days, you can see it's been dry across nearly 80% of the geographic area, with the exception of the mountains of central Idaho and western Wyoming. Much below normal precipitation to none further south. You can see that's well below normal, even in areas that did get precipitation up in Idaho. Only areas in Wyoming continue to be wetter than normal. It's been the trend. New snowfall, several inches of snowfall fell in those northern areas. You can see the snow cover map where the rich keep getting richer up in the mountains of central Idaho and western Wyoming, with anywhere from about 40 to 75 inches of snowpack. Much lesser amounts across the higher terrain of Utah and Nevada, as well as across portions of the Sierra. Snowpack just a few inches, anywhere from 6 to 16 inches in a lot of areas, a little bit higher here in the Uintas and further up north near the Idaho border. Looking at the satellite imagery, we have high pressure again in control across the west coast. We do see some disturbances rotating up and over this high from British Columbia into the Pacific Northwest. These will graze the Great Basin, especially northern and eastern areas, with clouds and perhaps some light precipitation over the next few days, but again, no significant precipitation events in sight. So for this afternoon, there's a high pressure ridge in control, the dry air mass in the orange, the moist air mass in the green, again staying well to the north. Dispersion, these kinds of patterns, not too bad, especially areas further to the east. We look at the transport winds. They're fairly light across Nevada, but they pick up across Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming, quite strong in the lee of the Tetons and across the Snake River Plain, and mixing heights several thousand feet above ground level in the east, but a bit of stagnation here across the northern half of Nevada. Not much change for tomorrow. High pressure in control for Thursday. Again, the moisture exits into the northern Rockies and into the northern plains. A dry punch of air across the Pacific Northwest. But still, where these yellow height lines are close by, the upper level wind field is pretty strong. So in these northern and eastern areas, dispersion is still pretty good. We don't see any widespread areas of purple on the map, which indicates strong stagnation. Again, transport winds fairly light across our southern areas, but pretty good out of the southwest across far northern Nevada and into Idaho, Wyoming, and far northern Utah. Looks like the high pressure retreats but amplifies a bit off the coast on Friday, allowing another trough low pressure, which is has minimal moisture with it. You see a lot of orange and brown on the map. It should be green up here. So this is coming off of land and over water, so it's going to be limited with its moisture, but it'll increase the wind and the instability, so the ventilation or dispersion very good, where you see areas of white and yellow. See those transport winds picking up here across our northern areas. Could be as high as anywhere from 20 to 35 miles per hour in those northern areas, much lighter to the south, mixing heights several thousand feet above ground level in most areas. Next 3 days, precipitation just about nothing for the geographic area, just some light amounts across the mountains of central Idaho, but there could be maybe a quarter to a half inch across the Tetons, Wyoming, could translate into several inches of snowfall. There's a trough of low pressure for Saturday. You can see that a lot of dry air associated with it. So even though there's a trough of low pressure, not as much moisture with it, very good dispersion. The atmosphere is unstable, good winds aloft. And then by Sunday, this other low drops down here, and this one does have a bit more moisture. You see the green on the map. Dispersion remains good in this kind of a pattern with a low pressure overhead. By Monday, this low drops down, and this could bring some light to locally moderate precipitation across parts of Nevada and Utah. Another trough pushing in from the north through here. Good overall dispersion, and this low settles in right near the Vegas to St. George area, so moisture across the southern half of Utah. Cloudy and cool, good overall dispersion in most areas again, so no real stagnation over the next couple of days, but no significant accumulation of precipitation either. These troughs really don't have that much moisture with them. The 8 to 14, the outlook, taking us from February 14th to the 20th. You can see warmer than normal, especially across our southern areas, and still showing a slightly drier than normal signal, which means we could get a storm in during that week period, but normally we get 2 storms or more, and some of them tend to be wetter. We're not seeing that wet pattern breaking through yet as we start getting into the latter part of February. This concludes our briefing. Have a great day.